Everyone, this is Light, and we are back here again. So, one of the most common questions I get on stream, and one of the most difficult questions to answer, is what should I use my bottle of knowledge on? Please help. And like, it's so hard to answer because it's very based on your account. But there are some straightforward answers. I'm pretty much gonna go through all of these artifacts, so yeah, let's get into it. Welcome to my what the bottle tier list. So first we have Sweet Miracle. This is probably one of the best artifacts to come out in a while. It is essential on one of the best units in the game, Laya. If you don't have it maxed, it's really bad if it doesn't function, because like it has a chance to not proc. It's also really good on certain bruisers like A-Ravi, Emoshu, C. Lilius. Okay, well, C. Lilius isn't really a bruiser, but yeah, she's very, very good on Sweet Miracle. The problem is, this artifact, you would like to max it, because, you know, there's a chance that it doesn't proc. But yeah, very powerful artifact. If you have a Sweet Miracle not maxed, you absolutely throw your bottles into this thing, it's worth it. And next we have 3F, very recent artifact. When it first came out, it was a little underwhelming because like people didn't really care about Albedo that much, but now it's kind of insane. It's best in slot for Bright Senya, best in slot for Albedo, and best in slot for Bellion. And it kind of sucks because when you level it up, it increases the proc chance, and the proc chance is like the worst thing ever. Like when 3F doesn't proc, it feels so bad, so you kind of need to max this thing or else you'll be suffering a lot. But yeah, very good artifact. Next we have Guardian Ice Crystal. This is the Re-Zero artifact. It is the best healing artifact in the game for PvP. It pretty much heals you every turn on demand. The fact that you don't need to take a turn for it to actually heal makes it extremely broken. Yeah, best healing artifact, really good for like anti-cleave too. Amazing artifact, yeah, super good. The only issue is that it scales from 15% healing to 20% healing, which may not seem like much, but like think about it like this. My Guardian Ice Crystal, it's only plus 15. I have a 30k HP knight. My Guardian Crystal heals that knight for 4.5k. But someone with a plus 30 will heal their knight for 6k HP. And that difference in healing is huge in the grand scheme of things. Like that extra almost 2000 HP is kind of big. But yeah, very powerful artifact if you're, and very high priority if you are a slower player. Tachi is again one of those artifacts that has a chance to not function unless you level it up. It's super good on LQC, good on Benimaru, good on Strays. Just really good as a for like damage dealing warriors. But you don't, but like ultimately, if you don't use the units who actually use Tachi, don't worry about it. I think this is like the least used artifact here, to be honest. Like Strays is kind of whatever right now. LQC is okay, Benimaru, whatever, but like, yeah, I think this one's probably the lowest priority. And now we have the Depends tier. Okay, so Star of the Deep Sea is the bomb artifact. If you cleave with Caesarea, you should bottle this. If you like to play Pyroflan, you should bottle this. If you don't use either of those units, don't bother with this. It is good to bottle, but only if you actually use the units. And that's gonna be the same story for like a few other of these artifacts. Guiding Light. Okay, in the past, everyone threw their bottles into Guiding Light because it was really good back then when like Green Landy was really popular. Pretty much a max Guiding Light was required because like Greenlandy was like in every game, and you had to like pick her yourself too. But honestly, in this day and age, there aren't any guiding light DPS that actually care to have a maxed guiding light. Like, it's not worth it. Like, sure, there are a bunch of openers that are rangers and they would like guiding light, but like they can kind of just work with a low level one. Cause like there's Lua, right, and there's Knockwall. But like the thing about these two units is that they get extra turn. So they are twice as likely to proc their guiding light, or they have 2 chances to proc their guiding light. So like having a max one isn't that important, because like your chances of procking are decently high already. But if you really play those rangers a lot, like Lua, Knockwall, Politica, and all that, if you actually use those units a lot, maybe consider maxing 1 or 2, because like, yeah, you definitely will get trolled by your guiding light if you don't, and even then you kind of will still, because like the proc chance will never be 100. But yeah, guiding light not as important as it used to be, mostly because Landy is not very good anymore, unfortunately. So yeah, now we have okay, we have these 2 artifacts that are basically the same. So Pipet Lance, I don't think Shoutir is very good, but the thing about this artifact and the thing about Lethe's artifact is that these artifacts, you need to have them limit broken to get more currency from the best farming event in the game. So this increases like your Overlord farming currency, this increases like your Lethe event farming currency. So if you want to save your bottles for when these events come back and then level up these artifacts and go crazy with farming, that is a thing. But keep in mind, to actually make it worth it, you have to be like some kind of a whale to farm the event like crazy. So like if that's something you're interested in, I would highly recommend saving your bottles to like level one of these up when like the event rolls around. But we actually don't know if the events will ever rerun, like guaranteed. Like they like Overlord is new, Lethe did rerun, but like we don't know when it's gonna happen again. But yeah, now we have Rocket Punch. Like a while ago, Karina was super prominent in the meta, but she's kind of lost a lot of favor because she's an anti-cleave unit. But unfortunately, all the cleave openers just kind of dunk on her right now. So yeah, Karina has lost a lot of use. But if for some reason you still find yourself picking her a lot, then by all means bottle Rocket Punch. Or maybe you're some kind of freak and you want to play Rocket Punch Pillis. I mean, go for it. Go for it. Because ultimately, what you decide to bottle is based on the units you actually use. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you get to this point, like if you have all of these maxed and then some, and then like you're at this point of like what to bottle, I recommend just don't use them. Like what if there's a new what if the next collab has a farming event just like Overlord, and then oh no, you wasted all your bottles on something stupid. Then like, well, you're out of luck. But yeah, unless you desperately want to use your bottles, just don't. Like, just ignore this tier. And wait, I'll adjust some controversial ones. Let's see. Frida artifact sucks. In the sense that it needs to be maxed to be reliable. Like, screw this artifact, just use bird's eye view instead. Just forget about it. Rengar special drink. This needs to be a bottle target. Very common. But that was years ago when SSB was good. She's only good for Wyvern now, don't worry about it. Only oldies will have this artifact maxed. Hostess of the Banquet, it's really not worth it for the few extra stats. And then I don't think there's really anything else controversial. Draco Plate, there's plenty of good warrior artifacts. Like there's no, and this one's like kind of mid, like don't worry about it. Fairy Tale for a Nightmare, this thing, leveling up this thing is very, it's insignificant. It doesn't like benefit it that much. It's only like 50 or more damage per level or something. Like whatever, right? Whatever. No proc chance, whatever. And like, yeah, I think that, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Basically, these artifacts, you can't go wrong with these unless you don't actually use the units. These, it's up to you if you want to level up any of these. If you want to use those units, it's up to you. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you for watching. Hope it was helpful.